Happy New Year, everybody. You're listening to The Soundtrack, a podcast discussing film, television, and video game music with the fans, geeks, and super freaks. Yeah, I say film, television, and video game music, but really I've only been doing like film and television so far. But that changes today. I'm going to actually really dive into some true video game music. I did a little bit of it with the Pokemon back in episode 2, but that was really that was some video games, but some anime as well. So this one, the first episode of the new year is going to be all about video games, and it's your host, Zack Demas. I got a great show for you, and I hope everyone's off to a great start with their 2017 campaign. I'm going to be taking you into the new year with music from one of my all-time favorite franchises, kind of the cornerstone of Nintendo, and probably one of the most iconic video game characters ever that will probably ever exist. So, and I hope so anyway. Super Mario is going to be the subject of this episode. I think this will be a good way to start off the new year. Talk about a little video game music. I've got Kevin Ruby back on the program, and I think we're going to try, since it's the new year, I want to try to do something a little different. So when Kevin comes on, I'm going to try a different thing with Kevin. I want to do a sort of like a guessing game with him, with some Mario music and maybe some other Nintendo music, just to see how well he knows his Nintendo music, and you can play as well. So yeah, that's coming up later in the show. But really quickly, I just wanted to share with you some updates. Only 1 month in, and a lot of crazy stuff has been going on. I just wanted to announce that I just set up a profile. I have a profile now on a website called soundbetter.com. And it's a really cool website for like freelance musicians. That's where I am kind of basing my operations now for getting freelance studio work. So check that out. I've gotten some great reviews already from people that I've worked with in the past. They were so generous, and I thank them very much for their kind reviews. So I'm kind of getting going on that website. Again, that's soundbetter.com. That's where I'll be doing all my freelance stuff, and it's really cool. If you're a freelancer out there for music, you might want to check it out. It's really cool. Everything from like studio, like session musicians to editors, music editors, producers, engineers, everyone in the business can benefit from that website. It's really cool. So I'm on there now too. And last episode, you may remember I was talking to my friend Alex Reed, who's a screenwriter, producer, filmmaker, and all that stuff. We were talking about Star Wars music, and he was talking about a couple of his projects that were coming up. One of those he was talking about was a web series called Unvented, which has actually premiered now since we were talking about that. And I wrote and produced the theme song for that short web series. Or the episodes are short. I don't know how long the series is going to run, but they're like 5-minute episodes. They're short episodes, but I did the music for. I'm doing the music for Unvented. So go ahead and check that out. It's on YouTube on Alex Reed's channel. So we're really excited about that. It's a fun like sci-fi comedy kind of a web series that Alex and another friend of ours, Logan Hurd, stars in. And it's just a really great show. Go ahead and you might want to go ahead and check that out. They also have a Facebook page as well. And speaking of Facebook, I just want to let you know that feel free to drop me messages through Facebook or even my website, and let me know your thoughts on all these episodes of the soundtrack that have come out. I'd love to hear what you think, like what some of your favorite music is, and from some of the stuff that we've talked about. And again, if you go to my Patreon and you become a patron, you can suggest topics for episodes. That's the thing I kind of want to do this year is I want to, right off the bat, I want to start getting more involvement with you guys. I want you guys to feel more involved with these podcasts. So feel free to engage. I'd love to engage in conversation with you guys about this stuff, because this is some of my favorite stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and let's connect here, and let's get a dialogue going. Let's get some interaction going, because I think it'd be nice to connect with all of you out there. I just kind of feel like I'm talking to nobody, just kind of staring in my microphone. Yeah, feel free to send me a message through Facebook or my website, mutecitymusic.com, and be sure to keep checking out my website because there's lots of updates going on over there. I'm working on getting more consistent updates going. So yeah, be checking that stuff out, and I look forward to bringing you more fun and exciting things in the coming year. So, all right, so let's get started. I want to talk to you first about another YouTuber. I think I mentioned maybe a couple episodes ago. I think I did my first YouTube artist spotlight a couple episodes ago. I was talking about this guy named Demon Tomato Dave, who's from the UK, and he's a great songwriter, great arranger, especially with like a cappella stuff. And he's a really funny guy, just a fun guy to watch on YouTube. I want to talk about his friend now, Brent Black, who goes by the name Brentalfloss on his channel. I want to talk about him this time because a lot of this episode kind of has to do with him and his influence on these Mario songs, since we're doing a Mario podcast. Brent is, let me just tell you a little bit about him. He's another like great lyricist. He's a fantastic lyricist and arranger, and basically what he's known for on his channel is writing lyrics to existing video game tunes, and it's really cool. If you haven't checked it out, I'll be sure to provide a link in the description so that you can check out his channel. But Brent is just a great lyricist, and he does these really clever songs. He writes really clever lyrics over existing video game songs, and he's done quite a few Mario songs, as you might imagine. So, and the interesting thing about Brent is that, and he's hilarious, by the way, but the most interesting thing is that I remember the songs better, most of the Mario songs better, particularly the older ones, because I remember his lyrics, and so his lyrics have actually kind of helped me figure out, like, oh, I kind of like this melody because the lyrics are so memorable to me that he actually highlights the melody very well. He makes the melody very apparent, and he doesn't really overshadow it with his clever lyric writing. He really enhances the song, I think. He brings his own spin to it, which is really what you want in a performer, and a lyricist, and whatever. So Brent is really cool, and so check out his channel, and I'll probably be referencing him throughout the episode. He works with his friend Demon Tomato Dave a lot. He's collaborated with him on a few things, including a couple of Mario tunes, which I think I may have mentioned. Super Mario Land, they do this little bit on both the first and second video games, the main tunes for those, and it's really hilarious. So I'll be sure to place a link in the episode description, just so that you can go check that out. Brent Black, Brentalfloss, and then also Demon Tomato Dave as well. They're a couple of great guys on YouTube that I really like, and yeah, so I just thought I'd give them a shout out here because they're really great at what they do. So I think they're worth mentioning, and it kind of ties into this episode. So here we go. I'm going to share with you my top 5 Mario themes, and these are actually ranked. I'm actually doing a ranked list again. I haven't done that in a while. So these are my 5 favorite in order Super Mario themes. Here we go. 5. Okay, I'm going to start off this list with a song that comes from a game that I actually have never played. I never owned Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, but I've heard this song. I've heard the main theme from that song covered by different people, and Brentalfloss is one of those that he's done lyrics for that song, and such great lyrics. I remember the melody so well because of it. But then when you take away the lyrics and you just listen to the original song, I just think it's such a fun tune. I've also heard like bluegrass covers of this. It's really fun, and it kind of basically feels like bluegrass. You kind of got the chink 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 of the guitar going there, so you kind of So you really get that feeling out of this song. And it's such a different type of Mario song because this is about Yoshi. This game is about Yoshi and Baby Mario. So this really does feel like a Yoshi tune because in other games when Mario gets on Yoshi, the music changes to fit, having Yoshi as your partner, because there's some extra like percussion that's added, and it kind of changes. The song keeps going, the same song keeps going, but then some stuff is added to match with what's going on the screen. It's just so cool. But this song, since it's about Yoshi already has that kind of percussiveness about it, especially from the guitar, and then you've just got basically just a regular basic swing pattern. So this song is just really cool, and where I think this song really excels in being so memorable is, because all these songs on this list are, it's that the rhythm of the melody is very simple, and it's a lot of the same rhythm. There's maybe only two or three different rhythms that are used in this whole thing, and they kind of each have their moment. You kind of have each statement has its own rhythmic feel to it. The first part of the melody, like the very beginning of the melody, is basically just like if you're thinking of it like a fast quarter note, it's basically all in quarter notes. And then in the bridge, you've got this kind of syncopated eighth note kind of thing happening. And so it's really cool how the rhythms work together in this song. It stays very simple in that regard, to give the melody more room to be creative. Like it really, the note choices are interesting. They basically just play off the chords, like just kind of arpeggios, or like major pentatonic scales. That's kind of where I think they're coming from. It just sounds really cool. It's just such a major pentatonics. You think of the major scale as being a happier scale, and major being brighter. Well, a major pentatonic scale is just taking those key notes of the major scale, and just they're arranged in such a way that they just have such a pleasant sound together, intervallically, things like that. So it's just a really fun, and it goes into different pentatonic scales on different chords, but it's the same scale basically. So you kind of have the same ideas being transformed throughout this song. And then on top of the great notes and rhythms, you've got really nice contrasting sections. You kind of have a really kind of a loud, exciting start to the melody, and even the intro is very gets you very excited. It kind of almost is a little bit surprising. It's just kind of like, oh, it's just kind of, it just kind of pops out like a girl popping out of a birthday cake or something. But then when it goes to the bridge, it gets really quiet all of a sudden. It kind of does this subito piano thing, kind of suddenly soft, and then it kind of grows back into the main melody. So that's the type of contrast that you really like, even for a game that came out. I think this game came out in 1995. This was right at the end of the Super Nintendo era. So it's just really interesting to hear through this song the level that video game composition had reached by this point. This was right before the N64 came out, and just really impressive. Just a complete song. And just super fun to listen to, and super fun to listen to while you're playing the game especially. So this is a great song to start off my list. And maybe one of these days I'll actually get to play Super Mario World 2, and actually be able to really experience the music as I'm playing it.
4.
Okay, the number 4 spot on my list belongs to Super Mario Sunshine, so we're moving up a few years to the launch of the Nintendo GameCube, and it seems like Super Mario Sunshine isn't really it's kind of the one game that people don't really like compared to the other games, compared to the other Mario games, and I personally, since it was still kind of in my golden age of video games, I still consider it to be one of my favorite games that I ever played. Even though there are some kind of frustrating things about it, I still think it was fun to play. And so the tune from this, the main tune, this game takes place on a tropical island called Isle Delfino, and then the main area that you come back to in between levels. All the other levels are linked to this main Delfino Plaza on the big part of this island. And the theme that's played in Delfino Plaza is really nice. It's just this thing played on guitar. But actually, it's the version that I like comes in the Rico Harbor level, where it's the theme. The tune starts off with this theme, the same theme, but it's a lot more exciting, and there's a lot more stuff happening. It sounds a little bit more. There's a little bit more action to it. So, because like once you're in like a level, and you've got a goal to accomplish, that this is the point where like the music should really kind of pick up and be really exciting the whole time. And so this tune has a lot of energy and really interesting instrument choices. You've got like kind of a saxophone playing the melody, or I think it's like alto and bari sax, or maybe just one saxophone kind of warped to be able to play really high and really low. So you kind of have this melody in octaves, and the saxophone has not a piercing sound, but it's just a very bold sound. So it really works for that melody. And then you've got all these kind of cool, like, you've got this cool bass line underneath, and then like kind of a twangy kind of a guitar thing or synth thing happening. And what I kind of like about the bass line actually is it almost sounds like kind of a country bass line, even though it feels really, the whole vibe of this song feels very tropical, because it takes place on a tropical island. But the bass line's kind of playing kind of almost like a country bass line, where it would just play like the arpeggio, basically, whatever. It's just outlining the chord of whatever the chord is. So it's a really interesting how all these elements fit together. And of course, same as like Yoshi's Island, when you get on a Yoshi in this level, the music changes, and so you've got this really fun percussion thing that happens halfway through the tune. So you basically, rather than the whole version of the song, rather than just repeating and going back and playing the first maybe 30 seconds or so, it comes back to the original theme, but with these percussion instruments added. So you don't really feel like you've gone back to the very beginning and the song's just repeating over and over again, like one of the older themes would, So and obviously, and it's got a longer form and stuff too. So you don't get tired of it easily. That's what I really like about it. I don't think any of this music is really tiring. Classic video game music is supposed to be kind of repetitive because it's based on technological limitations. So, and that's just what I think is cool about video game music in general, and this song kind of exemplifies that. But anyway, yeah, I just love how the different instruments are used. I like the instrument choices, and it's just really fun to listen to. It really makes you feel like you're kind of on a tropical in a tropical paradise kind of. And it's just a cool game because me living in Colorado, you're surrounded by mountains. I'm not accustomed to the beach. I've been to the beach several times. I've been to the Caribbean on cruise ships and stuff like that, so I at least kind of get the vibe. But me being able to play this game where it's set in a tropical place, and I live in the mountains, it's kind of a cool change. I think that's why I like the game too. Is it's different than what I'm used to, So yeah, Super Mario Sunshine I think is a fun game, and certainly with music, like some of the music like Rico Harbor, it really is really engaging, and it really it was one of the best parts of my gaming childhood. So coming in at number 3 is actually the original theme from Super Mario Brothers, the 1985 Nintendo Entertainment System game, the classic game, and it's such a classic theme too. But the version that I actually wanted to talk about is not from that game, so I'm maybe kind of cheating a little bit. I don't know. I tend to cheat on these lists. The version of the original theme that I really like is actually used in Super Smash Bros. Melee, sticking with the Nintendo GameCube. The version that's used for the Peach's Castle map is probably my favorite version ever, because it's just so cool. Being from Super Smash Brothers, a lot of that music has to, being a fighting game is much more intense, and they tend to sometimes use original music from the original game. I think they did that a lot in the next game, Super Smash Brothers Brawl. But for some of the themes, they will kind of rearrange it, and I think this rearrangement of the original theme is amazing. I think it's a little bit kind of underrated, or it kind of combines the original theme with the World 1-2, the underground theme. Like the orchestra hits are basically playing the bass line from World 1-2, and then when the bass actually comes in, when the melody comes in, the bass is playing that theme, the underground theme, while the main melody, the overworld theme, is going on top. And it just really sounds amazing. And then the other thing I really like about this version is the melody is being played on steel drums, which I think is kind of I think the steel drums and Mario kind of for some reason go hand in hand. That sound really works with that style of music. So. And the game too, just the overall game, the feel of the game, just really that music really just has that feel. It has the right feel. But yeah, really, just again, great instrument choices with this tune, and I think, but really, what I think really sells it is the drum part. The drums are just so driving that it feels like a rock concert. The drum pattern never really stays static. It changes grooves. To really keep the momentum of the song going. It's really fun to listen to. It's just such a driving force. I think that's really what makes this tune what it is. It's just really a much more exciting version of the original theme. So much fun to listen to, and so much fun to listen to while you're fighting in Super Smash Brothers. Just a really cool idea, and that's how you really transform a piece of music without really without the original tune really getting lost. It really feels elevated with this new theme. So a lot of really bold choices happening in this song, and I really appreciate that. So Super Smash Brothers Melee, Peach's Castle version of the original theme gets my number 3 spot. So what you just heard was actually the number 2 pick on my list. That was the original. That was the theme from the original Mario Party that was released in 1998 for the N64. I wanted you to listen to it first, just because it's only 30 seconds long, and yet it's one of the coolest things I think that's ever been in a Mario title. Even though it's not like the definition of Mario title here is a little loose, because it technically is a Mario title, but it's not like a Mario adventure game. It's a party game, but still, I think it's one of the best themes, and it uses the original theme in it, which I don't think any of the later Mario parties do. I think just the first one uses the original theme, like my number 3 pick was basically just the original theme. But what I really love about this theme is how it just hits you right out of the gate. It's basically what the song tells you is that it's Mario and it's a party. Like, that's really all you need to know. And like, there's really just kind of 2 halves to this song. It's really adventurous. There's a really adventurous first half. It's really pulse pounding. It really gets you going. And then the second half is just, it breaks into the Mario theme, the original theme, in just like a really festive party atmosphere, and it sounds so cool, like those 2 things back to back. kind of punches you right in the face right when the game comes on. It's like, whoa, okay. So it really lets you know that you're in for a fun time if it doesn't, ruin your friendships and all that. So it's just a really cool theme. And again with this version of the theme that you hear in the second half, the original theme, it kind of has that steel drum kind of or kind of mallet percussion type of sound, which really lends itself well to this theme and to this whole universe, this whole franchise. Kind of just really goes together well. So you've got this really kind of cool party atmosphere version of the theme, and for it being only 30 seconds, this theme song really does its job. It tells you exactly what you need to know about this game in 30 seconds. So it's really amazing what you can do, and it's just and obviously one of the more fun games for the N64 is Mario Party. So Mario Party, the Mario Party theme gets number 2 on my list at only 30 seconds long. All right, my all-time favorite Mario theme comes from the new Super Mario Brothers game that came out in the mid-2000s. I think it was originally used in the Nintendo DS game that came out, and then it subsequently came out on the Nintendo Wii, whichever was first, I can't remember. But the version I'm playing is actually the version from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I know I had something earlier from Super Smash Bros. Melee, but I really like the job they do with kind of rearranging some of those and remixing some of those tunes for Super Smash Bros. So I really like the Brawl version because it's a little bit faster. It sounds really nice and it's very smooth. And I just really like that version. And I think this theme was used for a while until the new Super Mario Brothers for the Wii U, I think. This theme song was kind of prevalent through a lot of the mid-2000s, and I think maybe the early 2010, the beginning of the current decade. And it's just a really fun tune. I really like the sound choices. You have like this very interesting these little vocal things that are kind of happening. They sound like vocals. It's just that's like the quintessential Mario sound, I think. One of those weird quirky sounds that they use that actually goes back to Super Mario 64. You can hear that sound font, whatever that is, way back in Super Mario 64 or in Super Mario 64. And so this has been kind of a recurring theme throughout all these songs, is that this may not be quite as surprising a pick as maybe the Mario Party thing was, but for some reason there's this recurring theme with Mario and like kind of like almost sort of a Latin feel, or some kind of tropical island feel. There's kind of there's a distinct style there that Mario music for some reason really lends itself to. And I've never really been able to pinpoint exactly why that is. I guess it's just the instrument choices, and just like the general feel of each song just kind of sounds like it could be Latin, and you hear the steel drums and stuff. It's just interesting how, you've got this like Italian plumber from a Japanese game that speaks English, and then you've got this music that goes along with it as like some sort of Latin thing. Especially in this version, but it sounds really nice. It just sounds really cool. It sounds really smooth. And then you also hear, it also reminds me of like Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. That main title music, it sounds, it has like a Latin flair to it, like kind of like a Cuban, like a salsa feel kind of. So it's just really interesting how Mario has this distinct style that no other game really has. It seems like most other games, like Mega Man's, usually got very aggressive rock stuff, rock feels going on, and you've got like the F-Zero series that's like a lot of more like heavy metal kind of stuff. And then, of course, like Legend of Zelda is very orchestral in nature. So like you've got all these different styles of music that fit these different franchises. And for some reason, Mario ended up with this sort of like Latin thing, and I think it's it's really cool. That seems to be the way that it's evolved over the years, and that's why I really like the new Super Mario Brothers theme, is that it really signifies how far Mario music has come and how far the franchise has come, and it's just really cool. I just think this music, for some reason, really captures the whole experience of playing a Mario game. There's all sorts of great music in all Mario titles, the main titles, and then also like the offshooting games, the sports games, and stuff like that. And Mario Party, you just the party games, they all have like similar things going on, like that all feels connected, even though they may go in slightly different directions at times. I feel like the new Super Mario Brothers theme is where it all comes back to. And really, of course, that wouldn't be much. That wouldn't be saying much if it wasn't for having such a memorable original theme way back from the 1980s. So yeah, a lot of the newer stuff is a lot more horn-driven. You hear a lot of horns on stuff, and just a really great blend of different percussion instruments and different grooves. Really, all these themes have great feels to them, and then. Especially like going back to the Super Smash Bros. Melee thing, I can't get enough of that version of that theme and the different permutations through all these other games, in like Mario Party. Just different years, different eras of Mario games, but they all have their own flair. And like the original theme is just so good and so much fun to listen to. It's fun to hear those different transformations of it. So yeah, Mario games are just the best, and I want to get more into detail with all sorts of Mario soundtracks from specific games. But I just wanted to share those are kind of my favorite themes, especially with like Mario Run coming out. That was their latest release for the. I don't know if it was exclusively for iPhones, but it's like their Nintendo's first like real app, and it almost does feel like a real game in a way. So with that coming out, I just wanted to really acknowledge that the evolution of Super Mario as it exists today and where it came from. So I hope you enjoyed this list of my favorite Mario tunes, and I can't wait to talk more about this franchise in the future. Okay, first guest of the new year. I am so excited to bring back an old friend. Kevin Ruby's back on. It's been since episode 2, right? I think you were on for the Pokemon episode. That was episode 2. This is episode 7, so it's been too long, my friend.
Yes, it has.
How are things? How are things going?
Well, considering I saw you yesterday, things haven't really changed.
Right.
But before that, no. I've just been doing stuff with my music, and
so you got working on a kind of a new band project now, right?
Yeah, I mean, what I was working on in the second episode when I was talking about that was more just like solo stuff, and then I ended up meeting up with some people, and we are now like forming a band. But some of those songs from that album that I did are in that.
So kind of in the early stages, but cool. So taking some kind of the older stuff and adding some new stuff to the mix, and that's good. Adding like new band members too, you'll get a chance to mix it up a little bit. I would be remiss if I didn't also introduce Kevin's girlfriend Sydney to the program, because she's hanging out with us today too. So before I forget,
Sydney, say hi.
What's up, Sydney? Say hi to the folks.
Hello. I don't know music, so I'm very unqualified to be here.
But she is a Mario fan, so.
She literally plays Super Mario Maker every day,
like all the time,
like all the time.
Yeah,
when everybody's over.
So I think you'd be all right. But we'll just let her. She'll just sit here and enjoy things and laugh at us, and just geek out about Mario.
Word.
I don't know really where to start, other than I've got kind of a fun game that I want to play.
Well, let's do that. Yeah.
That'll kind of get us going, talking about stuff. This is kind of a new thing I'm gonna do here on the soundtrack. We'll see how it works, and let me know. Send feedback. And let me know what you think about this new thing. I want to try to do some more games in the coming, since it's the new year. I want to try to do some more cool stuff on the show outside of just talking. So we're gonna do a little game called I'm gonna go ahead and call this game Shazam, because basically what you're gonna do is
because Shaquille O'Neal as a genie comes in. And
yes, although that was Kazam.
Oh, Kazam! Dang it!
But yes, that would be nice.
That's right.
That would be lots of fun. Does Shaq know anything about video games? Does he play video games?
Probably. That dude's a goof.
Yeah, it seems
Such
like
a big goof.
Seems like the kind of guy that would.
Yeah.
No, that's Kazam, but that would be funny.
Sorry.
We're gonna do Shazam, which hopefully I won't get sued for using. Because basically we're gonna do kind of a guessing game. I'm gonna play some music for Kevin, and we're gonna test his knowledge here on some different Mario music. And so these first two, these are all from Mario games. I was thinking about maybe doing Nintendo, but I think I'm just gonna keep it to Mario for this for this game. So we'll see how this goes. And all right, Kevin, let's go ahead and test your knowledge here. I'm gonna and I was kind of thinking of doing like a point system. I mean, you'd be the only one playing, so you would be the only one getting points.
That's right.
But see if you can name not like whatever the tune is, like what game it's from, and then I would say for this, if I ever do this game in the future, it would be, I'd say name the song, like if the tune has a name. But for like video game tunes, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, they don't really have a name, do they?
Sometimes,
but
like Legend of Zelda music does. But
yeah.
We'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna play just a couple songs here and see how you do. You ready?
Yes.
We'll see how this goes. All right. Okay, so here's song number 1.
Oh my god, I know this. It's... Oh my god. Ah!
You have until the end of the song.
Okay. Oh my god.
You play this. I'll give you a hint.
Is this Dr. Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dr. Mario 64.
This is the chill theme essentially.
Yeah.
I took this from Super Smash. I love all the versions of songs that they do in Super Smash Brothers, Melee and Brawl. So that's where I took this from.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
nice.
holy cow.
Yeah, this is the chill theme from Dr. Mario.
That's
Nice.
the fever thing.
Yep. Nice. So number 1, good.
Yes.
Okay, this one.
Sydney, did you know what it was from?
She was bobbing her head. You knew.
I was dancing.
Oh, you were just dancing. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, it was nice dancing.
Thank
It
you.
looked like very confident dancing. Like, oh yeah, I know this. Yeah. It's like when the DJ, puts
Take it till you make
puts
it,
your
baby.
jam on in the club. That's what it was. I was like, oh, what up?
This is my jam.
It's my jam.
I don't think anybody has ever said that.
To the chill Dr. Mario theme.
That should be a thing we should do, is like a video game club. Like they've got like 1UP where it's like a barcade, basically.
Right.
Arcade bar. What if there was like a video game club where you just jammed out to like remixed video game tunes?
Why doesn't 1UP just put music on that's the music?
There's the mystery right there.
Yeah.
Why don't they? They
Yep.
should do that. Okay, we're gonna be rich because we're gonna tell them that. Okay, here comes song number 2.
Rule number 2.
I do know this.
This one's a little bit tricky.
God, you know what? It to me it sounds like a Mario Kart title theme,
Yep.
or like to like Mario Kart Wii.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Do you want?
What is it?
It's This is Mario Kart. This is basically from Mario Kart Super Circuit.
Oh.
This particular tune. This is the Mario Circuit from Mario Kart Super Circuit. But this version's from Mario Kart 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think I've ever played.
Maybe
Mario
tried to trick
Kart
you
8.
with it. It was a little bit tricky.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, but you're pretty much right on. At Mario Kart 8, the cool thing about Mario Kart 8 is that that was all live instruments recordings, or at least the horns were. It really doesn't that just, it sounds so much better. I just had to, I had to do that one. I'll play a little bit of the original Mario Kart Super Circuit theme just because it sounds kind of nice, but you just like the live instruments. But here's the other one.
Yeah, this is the version I recognize like immediately. Yes, the MIDI instruments.
Yep. Still sounds pretty good though.
Yeah.
It's not a bad sound.
The composition in these Mario songs are just so ridiculous. Like it's just
right.
like MIDI and like 8-bit stuff, and it's like really complicated.
Yeah.
Not just Mario, but like Nintendo itself too. But I think that I said that in the Pokemon episode too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those earlier video game things, like they had like a great counterpoint, very percussive sounding. It's amazing what you can do with, virtual instruments, synthesizers and stuff. You can still kind of create that same effect, but then once it's like translated into like live instruments, like a newer format, I really like that they went that route. It's frustrating that they did live instruments for Mario Kart, but not for like Super Smash Brothers, like the Smash 4. For the Wii U, because
really
I don't think so. I think that's still, well, they actually reused a lot of the same music from Brawl into the new one. I think maybe there was some new stuff depending on like new game modes and stuff, but I don't think it's I'm not entirely sure, but I don't believe so, because I think this is one of those games where it was like there's so much music, and they even reuse a lot of the original music from the original games too. Mm-hmm. And my number one Mario theme that I chose was from the new Super Mario Brothers for the DS. I think earlier in this episode I mentioned that it was used in Super Mario Brothers Wii, but that's wrong. I need to correct myself on that. It's just the new Super Mario Bros. for the DS, I believe, which came out first. So, so that's my favorite. Now that was I've got one more. Speaking of Mario themes, I got one more. This is like a lightning round. We're gonna do a lightning round and see how we do on this. This is gonna be all Mario themes. This is a great kind of arrangement that a YouTuber put together. The arranger's name is, I think, Mark Lavallo or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and play this, and this is basically just celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Super Mario series. He just did all these tunes back to back. So we'll do a lightning round, and we'll see.
So then I'd basically have to just say it like quickly, like
fairly quickly. It gives you a little bit of time. Okay. So we'll see. All right. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's the lightning round.
I could completely fail this.
Last round. Last round. Here we go.
Super Mario Sunshine theme?
This is just the intro. Here we go. Now it's starting.
Oh. Yeah. This would just be normal.
This is
Super
chronological,
Mario.
by the way.
Okay, this is Super Mario Brothers for the NES.
Yep.
The first level, 1 and 1. World 1, level 1.
Yep.
Still Super Mario Brothers. World 1.
She knows. Sydney knows all these, I bet.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
When you play Super Mario Maker, oh, that's right. You're right. Oh, so that was that one.
I have no idea what that was.
So that was the one that just played was Super Mario Brothers 2.
Okay. Well, okay, this is Super Mario Brothers 3, right?
Nope. Give you a hint. This is for Game Boy Pocket. The original Game Boy.
Oh, it's Super Mario Land.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. god, why am I blanking so hard right now?
Well, that one's gone.
Wait, hold on.
This is like a minefield right now.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so blanking right now.
Oh, next one.
This is Super Mario World.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had just said Super Mario Brothers 3, like right before.
And then it came up.
And then it came up.
Of course.
Yeah. Basically the athletic theme.
Well, this is still Super Mario World, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I knew this would get Sydney. This is one of my. I love this theme. This was number 5 on my list, actually.
Nice.
I'm like smashing my head up against the wall. Sydney, what is this one?
Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
Super Mario Brothers 2.
See, I never played
Mario
Yoshi's
World.
Nice.
Island.
Super Mario World.
Okay, you got this one.
This one is Super Mario 64.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ding ding. I was tempted to include this one on my list. Just barely missed the cut, I think.
Yeah.
I like this version of it.
Yeah, this is cool.
I'll provide a link to this YouTube video in the description so you can check it out for yourself.
You can't see it, but I'm bobbing my head a bunch. I'm not quite sure what this is, but I'm gonna just throw this out there. Is this Paper Mario?
No, they actually didn't do Paper Mario on this, which just kind of hurts me because those are technically like main Mario titles, or I would consider them to be.
Yeah.
Well, they do their own series, I guess.
Which one is this?
This is the first one that you said.
Oh.
That you thought the intro was.
It was Super Mario Sunshine, wasn't it? Yeah. Damn it.
I mean, you had it.
It was there.
Well, you had it in the wrong spot.
This is the wrong spot.
Nope.
Nothing on this? This is actually my number 1.
What?
Yeah, this
is really
the new Super Mario Brothers theme.
Oh, duh. Wow. Yeah, I was really blanking hard on this. This is, sure is something. I still don't know it. I don't know.
He's still on
these
Super Mario Sunshine.
It's these arrangements that are throwing me off. You
Yeah.
know, if
'Cause
I
they all
heard it,
sound
if
the
I
same.
heard it immediately, like in the way that it was played in
Right.
in the game, I would know more.
So that was the Super Mario Brothers Wii, and then
Okay.
But the one before it was New Super Mario Bros.
right,
Yeah.
and then this is
Is this Super Mario Galaxy?
nope.
Damn.
That was New Super Mario Brothers.
For the Wii U, that second one.
Sorry.
Oh, it didn't even change. See,
Yeah,
this is what's
yeah.
throwing me off. I just don't know when it changes.
That's lightning. That's the lightning round for you. That's the hard part about it, is that they all sound the same.
Right. Oh man.
This is kind of dumb. This is where it kind of goes out of order. This isn't chronological. This maybe is why it's what threw you off a little bit.
What is? Yeah, I don't know. What is this one?
This is Mario Galaxy.
Oh, this is Galaxy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're almost done. This is 2013. This is the not the. Is this the most recent? Oh well, this video was made in 2014.
Okay.
So this would be the last one probably.
Well,
this one I wouldn't even get. This one, in all fairness, I wouldn't know this one.
God, I have no idea what that was.
Oh no, one more. See, this is, and now this is 2010, so this isn't right.
What is this one?
So it's not entirely chronological.
Oh, okay. What was the last one?
The last one was 3D World, Mario 3D World.
I haven't actually played that game.
For the 3DS, I think. And then this is Mario Galaxy 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the last one.
Was that last one Charlie Brown Christmas?
Well, there you go. There's the lightning round.
Did I get 2 right? I think I
You,
got 2 right.
Yeah, after it kind of all went downhill after Super Mario Brothers 3. So
Wow. Yeah. Just shows how good I did.
that was a tough one.
Wow.
I to be fair, I wouldn't have gotten 100% on this probably. I know I would have missed.
You would have gotten more
one
than
of
me.
The early ones I know. I'm just getting older and it's not pretty. So starting to lose track of all the games. Oh, the Mario Galaxy ones I would have missed for sure because I didn't play those.
Yeah, I haven't played those.
At least Mario Galaxy 2, definitely. I would have been like, nope, don't know. I could have maybe guessed based on the year, but whatever.
Right.
But did you have fun? No. No.
Yes, I had fun.
Okay, good. Well, maybe I'll try that again with a
listening.
different, maybe like a film soundtrack. We'll see how that goes. But thanks for playing. Thanks for being my test, my lab rat for this.
Guinea pig, yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
Cool. Well, yeah, it's just great music. It's fun to listen to all those themes kind of back to back and kind of the same style, you know. They're all so different. I was kind of talking about earlier in the show how there's Mario, all these games just have such a unique style, and Mario just seems to have this kind of very happy kind of sometimes Latin kind of stuff, and then
yeah, it reminds me of like a very Caribbean feel too.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Which is probably
said.
Why they made Super Mario Sunshine, because
yeah. I thought it was
fits
just great,
so
and
great.
I was like
so
Mario
much.
Golf too. Those those
yeah.
those other games, you know.
Ooh, I want to go play Mario Golf.
Yeah, great.
Toadstool Tour.
We have a long history with that game. That was a game I put a lot of time into that I actually have pretty much hate now. I feel really bad for, like, I played a lot of like Smash Bros over the years, and I don't regret that time spent on that game. Mario Golf, I really do. Like, I feel like it's so frustrating. Like, dealing with the wind and dealing with
golfing.
Yeah, so golfing. Like the actual golfing elements are the part most irritating, even though it basically tells you where the ball is going.
Right. Which is funny because we've golfed together a few times.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we like playing golf.
Yeah,
more than-
real golf is fine.
Yeah.
But
Mario Golf. Is not
Mario
real
Golf is not
No.
pretty, even
Nope.
though it is a fun game at sometimes.
Wii
But
Sports is not athletic.
That's right. It is not.
Kevin,
very true.
oh man, yeah, Kevin and I.
Speaking of
long time ago,
music,
What's
we
up?
use the Wii Sports music in the
Yeah.
credits of this this video you're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Kevin and I did this thing a long time ago where we made a video how, Wii Sports is not real sports. And that was, it was fun.
It was like the first video that I ever made and like edited together.
Yeah.
And
first complete project.
Yeah. And it was, oh man, it starred both of us and we were never in the same scene together.
And one of us
you should provide them a link to
it.
I didn't even upload it on YouTube. I uploaded it on Meta Cafe, like thinking it was going to be the next biggest video.
You want to see us as teenagers doing embarrassing things? There you go.
Yep.
Well, I'll maybe do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for today. I think we've beat our brains, or we've beat our heads in with this Mario stuff. So definitely gonna do more at some point. I'd like to get into individual games, and you can maybe join me for that as well. As we take a look at specific games. I'd really like to talk about Mario Kart. Probably that might be the next in the Mario series, but lots of other video game franchises to cover. So Kevin, thanks. Anything else you'd like to add before we sign off here?
Well, I was actually gonna ask you what your favorite sound effect from a Mario game is.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. That's a good question. Well, what's yours?
You too,
give me a second to think about it. I'd have to think about it for a second.
My favorite sound effect, every time I hear it, is just like, it makes me feel so joyful, and it's when in Super Mario World, when Mario twirls and jumps at the same time. That noise.
Yeah. Okay. Really?
Jumps and spins.
Interesting.
That noise is.
I
love that sound effect. I don't know why, but
okay.
I think it's one of my favorites.
Okay. What about you, Sydney? Do you have one or?
Is it a noise or can it be?
It can be a noise, I would say.
Yeah, like any sort of effect that's used in the.
Because I would say when you get the star in any of the games, and it goes out like psycho.
Oh yeah. The invincibility. Oh, so you like that? That's your favorite track? Okay.
Yeah. That would be my favorite track, but my favorite just noise.
Yeah.
Would be when you squish the Goombas.
Oh.
Ka-chook. Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Nice. I like that actually.
It's so satisfying.
I like.
Sorry.
Man, what is mine? You know what I like? I like. I think I mentioned it earlier. Also, in my solo portion, I think they first use it in Super Mario 64. It's like every time you jump into a painting, and it like shows the stars. That's my favorite thing. I think that's my favorite, and they use it in some of those soundtracks and stuff too. So
there's, what, as far as sound effects go, Boo's laugh is
I agree.
Sweet sound effect.
I like yes.
You know what I used to do?
I have this really sweet Boo T-shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I'll maybe post a picture of it. Sorry, go ahead.
This thing that we had a tape player in what was it? 6th grade or something, and we could listen to books on it, and there was this one part in The Hobbit where the reader laughs, and like somebody laughs in the book, so he goes ha ha ha, and I remember going back and forth on the rewind and fast forward and going through, and it made the same exact laugh as Boo. I love that sound effect of Boo. That and like
nice. That's a good choice.
The sound when you walk around and your metal in Super Mario 64.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Too.
I could go all day talking about like my favorite like voice, vocal stuff too. Like I love just about anything Waluigi says, in any of those like Mario Party games. Like good choice,
Camelot.
Not many games that say their own like production company names in their voices.
Characters.
That's great. I like that. Thanks for adding that little thing. Okay. Yeah. Great. Well, Kevin, thanks so much, and Sydney, also thank you so much for sitting and dancing with us and laughing at us or laughing at him. You didn't really laugh at me. I appreciate that. She laughs at me in real life. So
I had fun. The end.
Great.
Not gonna talk anymore.
Great. Well, thanks you guys for coming in. I had a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys did too. Let me know what you thought of that game. And Kevin, thanks. I'll see you hopefully pretty soon.
Yep.
Like tomorrow.
Yep.
Probably. Today, tomorrow, the next day.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
Bye, Internet Land.
Bye.
Okay, that's the show. On behalf of Kevin and Sydney, I just want to thank you once again for listening. I'm Zack Demas, and this has been The Soundtrack. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode and you want to hear more, please feel free to subscribe via iTunes. And if you're an Android phone user, you can subscribe via blueberry.com. And my podcast is also on tunein.com as well, so you can find it in their directory. Lots of places to catch this podcast, so yeah, please subscribe. Also, I'm on Patreon. You can support me on Patreon, patreon.com/ZD_MCM. ZD_MCM. I don't know why I made that so complicated. I can't even say it. But anyway, yeah, Patreon. Follow me on, support me on Patreon. I'm also on soundbetter.com, so you can check that out for freelancing music production work and stuff like that. And lastly, let me know what you think of these episodes so far. I haven't really been vocal about, I want to stay in touch with subscribers. So let me know. Shoot me an email through my website at mutecitymusic.com. Just let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of the game that we played. I want to try to do some more fun stuff with my guests in the future. So hopefully you like that. And I'll be sure to provide links for all the stuff that we referenced in this episode. I'll be sure to put that in the episode description on my website, and it should show up everywhere, just so that you can check out those YouTube videos and stuff. And yeah, I think we're at the point in the rotation where I think next episode is going to be something TV related. I'm thinking some more theme songs or something like that. So stay tuned. That'll be episode 8. But once again, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.